watching 7 Action News, always taking action for you.
The manhunt for the escaped prisoner started at 8 o'clock this morning at the Frank Murphy Hall of Justice downtown.
Right now, police are searching for 25-year-old Abraham Pearson, who has an extensive criminal history. These are 3 different mugshots from the same suspect.
Take a live look here from Chopper 7. This is the command center set up almost immediately after Pearson stabbed that deputy and then escaped.
Our live Team 7 coverage starts with 7 Action News reporter Jim Kirchner, who has spent the day at the command center on Detroit's east side. Jim, what is the latest on the search?
Carolyn, the mood here is, and this picture that we're seeing emerge from this 8+ hour-long manhunt is, this was a planned escape, and this escapee might even have help on the outside. That's why he has not been caught. They just announced that this is a citywide search, but the sheriff who was here said he visited his deputy while he was still in the hospital. He's since been released, but he was stabbed 3 times in the side of the neck with a plastic comb that was sharpened to be used as a shank, as a weapon. The sheriff described his deputy's injuries.
From what I could see, it was on the left side of his neck. When I was there, the wounds were significant, but not extreme.
Now, we are over here on East Jefferson and Grand, because this is where, when the escapee got away, he carjacked a van, drove it over here just a couple of blocks away, crashed it, and then fled on foot. So all day, this has been the command center with dozens of officers from the city, county, state, and the feds are out here. And this is confusing for them, because this man not only has a twin brother, possibly an identical twin, but he also goes by 2 different names.
Derek White was an alias. The actual name of the suspect is Abraham Pearson.
Here's Abraham Pearson, and he has the alias of Derek White. He's 5'6", 160 pounds. He has a Hot Boys with a Z tattoo on his left forearm. He was last seen wearing a white t-shirt, beige deputy pants with a stripe on the side. And here's how his escape went down. He stabbed a deputy, taking him to court in the neck 3 times with a sharpened plastic comb, and then took his uniform. He went from the 7th floor downstairs out a back door that sources say has been locked in the past for security, but was open today. He carjacked a woman who was getting into this gray van, told her to turn it over or he'd kill her. He drove the van here to East Jefferson and Concord, where he crashed and ran off. A search with dogs and by air lost his trail. Police are working behind the scenes as he's likely made contact with friends or family. A cell phone and a 2-way radio from a deputy are missing.
We were looking for a cell phone. We're still looking for the cell phone belonging to the carjacking victim.
I'm not going to confirm the fact that he had a radio, but there was a radio that was missing.
The escapee's defense attorney tells 7 Action News Pearson was to be sentenced this morning, facing 10 years or more in prison on a conviction for carjacking, felony firearms, and he has a prior felony record. The attorney says his client has a history of mental issues, hallucinations, limited family contact, and added attacking a deputy is not a product of a sane mind. Attacking someone else is why the manhunt is intense.
Certainly don't open the door for strangers. Be our eyes and ears.
And as soon as he got out of the courthouse, he did attack a woman for her minivan. She was not injured, but she was shaken up. Take a look.
I just tell everybody be aware, because you never know what day could be your last day. You never know. You never know. I mean, that's scary. You know, I'm minding my own business. I don't bother nobody.
Now, we're going to have much more with this woman coming up right here at 5:30, and we will continue to bring you updates on the ongoing search here from the command center. Jeff, Carolyn?
All right,
Jim.
thanks a lot, Jim.
Well, our Team 7 coverage continues with a look at parents concerned about their children at school today.
Smitha Kaloki is live in Detroit right now. Smitha, I know police were outside schools to make sure things were safe. So how did the school day go for kids? Did they put the schools on lockdown or what?
Well, no lockdown as official, but I want you to take a look. You can actually see behind me that band practice is carrying on just as it would have been scheduled to do on any other day. Same is true for the academic part of classes in school. But I will tell you this, students told us that search was certainly on their minds. One girl actually telling us that she could hear the helicopters hovering overhead. Now again, police say that the schools were never put on lockdown, but instead used the shelter-in-place policy. Now that means anyone going into the buildings had to sign in at the head office. And as you can see from this video, though, police were certainly concerned about dismissal. There was a heavy security presence here at MLK Junior High School and extra eyes out on safe routes. Now parents were also encouraged to pick up their children instead of letting them walk home. But the ones that we spoke to with, well, they say they never received any notification from the school district.
It's a little strange to come in and then you see all the police down the street at all the schools and they everywhere. And this person still haven't been caught and nobody knows anything until you watch the news.
The school district did not contact you?
The school district did not contact me. No.
They said it's an escaped prisoner here, so we all had to lock the doors and lock the windows, and we all had to stay in school.
Now, we did reach out to Detroit Public Schools for comment on this situation. They did refer us back to a one-sentence media release that says, quote, DPS-PD has units responding to the situation and schools have taken added safety precautions. Reporting from the Detroit's east side, Smitha Kaloki, 7 Action News.
Yeah, it certainly sounds like they kept the kids safe in school. Thanks a lot, Smitha.
Well, we've been telling you that deputy who was stabbed is recovering at this hour.
Let's check in right now with Ross Jones, who has much more on how this deputy is doing right now. Ross.
Well, Jeff, Carolyn, we can say this much for sure about Deputy Harrison Tolliver. He is lucky. After sustaining 3 stab wounds to his neck, he was released from Detroit Receiving Hospital after just a few hours. We have some more information about Tolliver. He was previously an officer with Detroit Police before retiring and then joining the Wayne County Sheriff's Department in December of last year. Now, Tolliver is 63 years old and spent only a few hours at Detroit Receiving Hospital before being released in good condition this afternoon. We understand he is now resting at home where we are tonight. He's had a number of visitors, including sheriff's employees, but so far he and his family have chosen not to speak, and we are certainly respecting their wishes. Now ahead, coming up on 7 Action News at 6, we are learning just what sheriff's officials are looking into as to what made this attack and escape even possible in the first place. We know what questions they're asking, and we'll share those with you tonight on 7 Action News at 6. For now, we're live on Detroit's east side. Ross Jones, 7 Action News.
Yeah, good thing that you're looking into that, Ross. A lot of people have questions as to why he was there alone with 3 prisoners alone and not armed. But I know you have much more coming up at 6. Well, ahead at 5:30, a security expert shares his thoughts on how an escape like this can happen. And on 7 Action News at 6, how and where the suspect ditched part of the uniform and the desperate search police dispatch calls that went out right after Pearson escaped.